Hello and welcome to Developing Stories. I am Obi Chukwemeka Uti. Every 1st of December, the world commemorates World AIDS Day. People around the world unite to share support for people living with HIV and to remember those who lost their lives to AIDS. This World AIDS Day is more than a celebration of the achievements of communities. It is a call to action to enable and support communities in their leadership roles. The United Nations says that the world can end AIDS as a public health threat by 2030, but only if communities are fully included and are sufficiently funded to lead the way. The Ondo State Executive Council has approved the 35,000 Naira wage award for workers in the state. This is part of the decisions reached at the end of the State Executive Council meeting presided over by the Deputy Governor, Mr. Lucky Ayedatiwa. The meeting held at the Osrc chamber of the Governor's office in Akure was well attended. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole has details.
About noon, members of the Ondo State Executive Council arrived at the Governor's office for the State Executive Council meeting. The arrival of the Deputy Governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, at the Osrc chambers of the Governor's office signaled the official commencement of the meeting. The business of the day commenced immediately after the opening formalities. Briefing journalists at the end of the meeting, the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Bamidele Ademola Olateju, said Ondo State became the first state to approve the payment of 35,000 Naira wage award with effect from November.
Agreement has been reached with Labour to pay the wage palliative 35,000 to workers in the state. And that will be paid from this month.
The Information Commissioner also added that the Council was briefed on the outcome of the peace meeting held with President Bola Tinubu in Abuja.
We discussed as one family, and the key decisions were spelled out for those who were not there. And these are the key decisions that was reached in Abuja that we discussed among ourselves. 1, that there must be peace, and all parties must embrace peace. 2, that status quo should remain in the state, that the governor is still governor and the deputy governor is deputy governor, that there should be no dissolution of the State Executive Council, that the party structure should not be touched in the state, and that the leadership of the State House of Assembly should remain intact, and that the President requested for a letter of resignation from the Deputy Governor signed but undated. We discussed among ourselves, we all agreed to embrace peace.
On the alleged forging of the signature of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu to lose the state resources, the Commissioner debunked the news. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Now talking economy, following Wednesday's presentation of the 2024 budget to a joint session of the National Assembly by President Bola Tinubu, Senators began debate on general principles of the 27.5 trillion naira proposal. At the floor of the upper chamber, Senator Venus Jare from Adamawa, who said Tinubu was not fair to the National Assembly, lamented that the President brought the budget to the Assembly late and yet expects lawmakers to do a thorough job within a few weeks. On his part, Senate leader Bamidele Okoyemi described the 9.9 trillion naira recurrent expenditure as very high, as it constitutes 43% of the budget. President Tinubu had explained that based on parameters and fiscal assumptions, recurring expenditure will go up 9.92 trillion naira, capital expenditure 8.7 trillion naira, deficit 9.18 trillion naira, and debt servicing 8.25 trillion naira. The 2024 proposal is 26% higher than the 2023 budget presented by former President Muhammadu Buhari in 2022. Still on the economy, Pan-Yoruba socio-political organization, Afenifere, has called on the federal government to quicken steps at tackling insecurity threatening socio-economic well-being of the people. The group also called on governments to start the process of decentralizing the police to facilitate the curtailment of breaches in internal security. The calls are part of the resolutions of the Afenifere caucus meeting held at the Akure residence of the leader, Pa Ruben Fashoranti. Afenifere asked the federal government to meet the December deadline given for Port Harcourt refinery to resume production and to accelerate actions that will strengthen the value of the currency, enhance productivity, and reduce costs of items. The organization also called for acceleration of actions in the power sector by the Minister of Power and Energy, Adebayo Adelebu, in view of the pivotal roles that power plays in the economic and social lives of the people. President Bola Tinubu has confirmed the appointment of Wuraola Adepoju as the Substantive Controller General of Nigeria Immigration Service. The Ile-Oluji-born immigration officer made the disclosure while addressing men and officers of the service at a return parade, adding that her decoration will soon be made public. The Controller General further announced that some members of the top management team who took part in a promotion examination recently have been elevated to the ranks of Deputy Controllers General. On the expiration of the tenure of the former Controller General, Issa Jere, on May 29, 2023, Mrs. Adepoju, as the most senior Deputy Controller General, was appointed in acting capacity to lead the Immigration Service. Operatives of the Nigerian police in Kaduna State have arrested a syndicate of 8 terrorists who engaged in kidnapping and armed robbery. The command also said, based on the directive of the Commissioner of Police, Musa Garba, operatives have been ordered to comb nooks and crannies, including the den of bandits in the state, to make the Yuletide safe for citizens. The spokesperson of the command, Mansour Hassan, said operatives from the divisional headquarters, Megana, succeeded in the arrest based on intelligence gathering. He disclosed that their gang leader, Hanazawa M. of Farinkasa village, is at large, even as those arrested will have their day in court at the completion of the investigation. Now talking sports, chairman of Akwa United Football Club, Paul Bassi, has been elected the second vice president of African Clubs Association at the launch of the association in Cairo, Egypt. 4 Nigeria Premier Football League clubs, namely Akwa United, Plateau United, Bendel Insurance, and Kano Pillars, were invited by CAF to attend the association's inauguration in Egypt. Hasi Said of Young African Football Club of Tanzania emerged president, while the marketing director of Kaizer Football Club of South Africa, Jessica Mouton, will serve as first vice president of the association. African Clubs Association is a body formed by the Confederation of African Football (CAF) to help improve the quality and competitiveness of African football. CAF President Patrice Motsepe and other top officials, as well as representatives from FIFA, attended the event. And with that sports story, we conclude Developing Stories. Many thanks for watching. Good morning.